In the news is something that many people might really enjoy, but when I look at news like this, I think about all the freedoms that are still being removed from the people of South Africa. And this headline of this article reads: Lockdown level 2 is imminent with new curfew, booze and gathering rules expected. And uh, apparently what is going to happen is the fact that you would be able to move from 50 to 100 people indoors and 250 people outdoors, which certainly makes a difference, especially for the many events that we want to have. But at the same breath, they're speaking about the fourth wave, and that the fourth wave is going to strike, and that we need to get our vaccinations before the fourth wave strikes, because it's going to be really bad. And this is Professor Karim saying this in another article. So it's conflicting messages, and this yo-yoing really doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any scientific sense. And this is when politics and scientists that I don't think know exactly what's going on start to mix. And this is a recipe for disaster. And people are getting fed up, confused. And now the people of the country are being pitted against each other: families, husbands, wives, mothers, fathers against their children. And this is clearly not something that I want, that anyone would want, that just wants peace and love and stability in a nation. This is to destabilize a nation, because you have to look at the evidence at the end of the day, where people that make certain choices want to impose those choices on other people. And this is not freedom, it's not liberty. It's a dictatorship. If you want to dictate to someone else, you're going to get yourself into a state of war, and that's something we want to avoid at all costs. But in this article, President Cyril Ramaphosa met with the National Coronavirus Command Council and the President's Coordinating Council on Tuesday. It is understood that a move to level 2 is imminent. The possible amendments include an adjusted curfew and an increase in the number of people permitted to attend gatherings. Alert level 2 is understood to be imminent, with President Cyril Ramaphosa expected to announce an easing of restrictions. News 24 understands Ramaphosa met with the NCCC and the President's Coordinating Council on Tuesday to discuss the possible amendments, which include an adjusted curfew from 11 till 4 in the morning, 11 at night till 4 in the morning. Among the recommendations, News 24 has reliably been informed, are that the number of people at gatherings be increased from 50 to 100 indoors and 250 outdoors, including sporting events. This will certainly help the Freedom SA events. If we can get gatherings of 250 people together, it will really be awesome. Offsite alcohol sales will also be allowed from Monday to Friday until 6 in the evening, and on-site until 10 at night. It is further understood that the government will consider using incentives to encourage vaccinations. I mentioned that yesterday in a video, while also exploring the use of vaccination records to allow those who have received their jabs to be able to access activities and amenities. So what they want to do is open up for sporting events, open up for theater, and even concerts. And with those activities, you would only be able to do that if you've had the vaccination. And this is to encourage people to be vaccinated. It's more like bribery and corruption. And remember, you can actually get the link to this article in the description below the video. There's a lot more tweets in between and so on that you can look at to see the propaganda being pushed out everywhere. To date, 13,673,000 vaccines have been administered. That's not people, those are vaccines, okay? So we know it's just under 10 million people at this stage. After the meeting, government spokesperson Pulma Williams said consultations would be held with political parties and the religious sector over the coming days. Following these discussions, the President will address the nation on the way forward to achieve population immunity through vaccination, to continue the protection of lives and livelihoods, and the conditions that would apply to a relaxation of regulations and directions linked to the national state of disaster, she said. So what is going to be happening here is bribery and corruption with regards to bribing people. If you get vaccinated, we'll relax more of the regulations. On Friday, the Constitutional Court ruled that the local government elections have to take place between the 27th of October and the 1st of November. Ramaphosa moved the country to level 3 in July following his meeting with the NCCC and the PCC. Liquor sales were allowed to resume, and the 350 Rand social relief grant was also reinstated to run until March 2022. According to the latest statistics released by the National Institute for Communicable Diseases on Monday, they then give totals for infections, etc., and death tolls, and then the cases within KZN. New cases were 28%, Eastern Cape at 24%, and Free State at 12%. So I don't understand. This looks like a political ball game, and politicians are obviously going to play this whichever way will suit them. And if you actually look at what is happening with the local government elections, and that's another thing that I wanted to cover, is the fact that there will be registration allowed again on the 18th and the 19th of September. 18th is my birthday, my 50th birthday, and the 19th of September, that's a Saturday and a Sunday. You will be able to do voter registration, and I strongly recommend that you do that. And after that, there will be registration for further candidates. And there is a big raucous over this, and I will actually cover that independently, because the Concord is given certain requirements and almost impossible timelines for the IEC. So I really feel sorry for them. This was certainly not their fault. And you will see that the DA and the IFP is very strongly pushing a narrative that is very, very dangerous. And I'll cover that in another video. But thank you very much for watching. Just remember, even if we go to level 1 lockdown, that we haven't left lockdown yet. Our freedoms have been removed from us since March last year. And the question you have to ask, is it justified? And did you want that? Because remember, at the end of the day, no one person is above the law, but we are the law. And during election time, we can make decisions to make massive changes if we stand together and we know what to do, and we have a good strategy and plan that we can implement. Thank you very much. Till the next video.